Welcome to my first video. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create a low-level keyboard hook. So the first thing you have to do is open up this console, name it whatever you want. So I'm just going to call it low-level keyboard hook, and then okay, create. And what I'm going to do with these videos is I'm first show you how to write it, and then later in the video I'll explain it like after I wrote it. So first thing you have to do is create a couple variables, global variables. So first, the h hook variable, which is going to be this will be the keyboard hook. It's just actually where you have to include include windows.h. There we go. Then you have to include this kbd struct. Okay. So after you got them two, you should need to actually like create the hook, the function that will create the hook. So underscore hook equals set Windows. Oh my god, Windows hook X. And honestly, I don't know what the different keyboard hooks are. Uh, so we pick whichever one you think is gonna be best. I'm just gonna keep this like AA for now because like we need to create a function for it. This just keep as null, and this is 0, and then that's done. It's a good idea to create a loop as well, just so it actually stays open so you can actually see what it does. So get message, and then what is it? Yeah, it's this message. So you get the address 000. Oh my fuck, the writing. I can't actually write. Okay. Oh yeah, no, it should be not W. And peak message. I honestly don't know what this does, but I'm just gonna guess what it does is just carry the message on, just so all the other programs can actually access it. Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, it looks right. And then return 0. Okay, so once you got that right, this is the main idea that you have to actually, I guess, sub. Then you write result callback hook callback. You can name this whatever you want. I need to have these was it 3 parameters, so w param, and you can name them whatever you want as well. It doesn't have to be one name. I just named this for uh just so I know what each one is. As if I could fucking write, like, oh my god. Yes, then copy this in here, so this calls it in there, and I need to check if it's not an actual character. So if it's not like a dead character, like accents, for example. So then you have to make uh was it a struct? So struct, and I'm just gonna copy this because I do have the project open, so I basically copy pasting it from there. You have to write this. Actually, I'm gonna call it just so it's easier that way. Like yeah, that's if I could actually. Yeah, there we go. By a byte array. So this is for the keyboard state. This is for like, for example, if you have shift pressed, or yeah, shift control, stuff like that, but you actually have to like check it. So I actually have to do it in a second as well. So wchar underscore t unicode character, and it's a 3 byte array. I mean a 3 character array. This is just so you can get like the whole character in case it has any. Okay, what the fuck did I do with this? Yeah, so it's just okay. Yeah, maybe because if I could fucking spell, yeah. But anyway, so that's just there, so it actually gets the whole character. So get keyboard. I'll get key state. Actually, get key state, and then vk underscore shift, and I'm just gonna do this twice for menu, and actually I don't know how what alt is, so I'm just gonna let you figure that out. Um, get keyboard state as well. I oh yeah, no, yeah, this is okay. Fuck me. State. Okay, there you go. And this so actually takes the inputs and uses them or the states. So get you two Unicode X. I honestly don't remember why it had to be like that, but you can probably make it the other one without the EX part. So, KB struct dot what was V code, then another uint. I don't think you have to cast it here as well, but it just makes sure it's right. What makes it like 100% right, so you don't have to worry about some random ass error coming up once you've already built the project fully. So then this can be keyboard state, and this unique Unicode character. This is the actual output. Then what was the other part? Okay, the other part was just a calculation. So I'm not gonna talk you through it, but basically this just figures out the size of this array, so it knows how much space it has. Um, so then another u another uint. This will be kb destruct dot flags, and then get keyboard layout 0. And this just like gets your keyboard layout. So if it's American, I know English, Polish, whatever. Okay, so first, next, and at this point you've already got the characters. So what you have to do now is switch and vparam. I'll show you what this does in a second. Param like that. And then this, from what I remember, there's only two cases that you can do. So underscore key down, was it break, and then case was a key up. And I mean, if you can probably already guess what they do, but one is for when the key is pressed down, and the other one is for when the key is pressed up. So I'm just gonna do this. Okay, maybe do for the both of them. Okay, yeah. So, and I'm just gonna make it like you can do whatever you want with this, right? So I'm just gonna make it output the character was pressed, and it tells you if it was up or down when it was pressed. So unique Unicode character 0. So this is like the first in the array. If you know any, if you actually know how to program, you'll probably know that. std and l, right? And then this should be down. I'm gonna pressed down. I'll just copy that because it makes it easier. Pressed up, and this should be it. Oh, actually, no. One more thing. So you have to actually return um all the variables. So this kind of passes on, so all the other programs can actually, I guess, so they know that the key was pressed as well. And you can uh you can return -1 to make it not return, or like not, but basically pretend as if it wasn't pressed. And it can be useful if you want to block inputs. I'll show you how to do that in a second as well. So after I run this and get notepad, you see it already works. So let's say I want to write, I don't know, J, and you see here it does J was pressed down, J was pressed up. So then if I want to hold it, it works perfectly. So I'm just going to not save that. Okay, so now let's say you want to block a certain character for, I don't know, whatever reason, right? So when it's pressed down, right, what you have to do, and I'm just going to delete this just to make it easier so it doesn't like spam the console. So if unique code character 0 equals, and then let's say, I don't know, J, because that's the first thing I press, right? And then just return -1. I'm going to make it actually printf, because I think it's more efficient. Printf, what do I make it? J was pressed and blocked. And I guess just for debug, I'll make it actually show the other characters as well. So else, like that, right? So you launch it, Notepad, and if you see you press J, and okay, if I actually did it properly, okay, there we go. I mean, it still works, but just it didn't do it each line. So as you can see, it says J was pressed and block, and it doesn't type in Notepad. But if I press H, it types in Notepad, and you can do whatever you want with that. So yeah, that's how you create a low-level hook. I think that's everything on how to write it. So now I'll explain how it actually works. So, or from what I know at least. So this function, as you can probably guess, actually creates a hook. This defines what type of hook is. So I'm pretty sure you can make it so. Let's see. Mouse, yeah, you can make it mouse level, low level mouse, stuff like that, and you can do whatever you want with it. I'm gonna guess with mouse, it probably is like that. It's gonna be different structure on how this is, different parameters as well. But you get the basic idea. You can probably research and I might make a video on it later down in the line. So this gets called. Oh, and this is just a simple loop. I honestly don't know if it has to have this, but I did tested it like this and it works. So I just keep it like that. Here, this is the global hook. This is just so down here it can get passed on and it works fine. This here, what this is basically converts this into usable input in a way. So, it gets the VK code, scan code of the current key that was pressed because this is the key that's pressed, but it's not usable in this, I guess, a variable. So this I honestly don't remember where it was, but I do remember had to. Well, it doesn't have to be. It's better if you do it like this, and it'll block out certain characters that can't, I guess, be processed. Um, I don't know what I just did. But yeah, this converts L parameter to an actual usable state. This is the keyboard state. For example, if Shift was pressed or Menu, which is just Control, was pressed. There's probably a thing for Alt as well, but I don't remember where it was, so I'm just not going to include it for now. Here's the actual character input array. No, output, I mean, from this function. So as you can see, I set it to 3. This is just in case it has like any extra date, like let's say accents, right? They will be extra data that's going to be stored in the array. Then here it gets the state, and then it puts the state into this array, byte array. So these functions basically get the state of the key that you tell it to get the state of, right? And this actually takes the state that these found and puts into the byte array. This just takes all the data or like all the inputs that you got and converts it into the Unicode character. This took me so long to figure out and find. This, I think I already said before, basically just gets your keyboard layout. So if it's American, US, it's the same thing. Uh, English, Polish, Russian, wherever, you get the idea. This is just a simple switch, so you can make it if statement as well if you want to. But I would recommend a switch if you're gonna have like multiple, so key down and up. And I think there might be a couple more, but I don't remember. Um, here obviously it just checks if the character was a J, which when I was testing it, it was, and it just returns -1, which blocks the input. Just it's I'm guessing why it does this because it thinks it's an error, so it just doesn't carry it on. But it works, so it works. Here it doesn't block it since because when it's returning, right, it just stops here, it doesn't continue. But since this line here, it's an else, so it obviously doesn't go through this. Since it goes here, it goes down here, and it calls this function which continues the character down the line, and that should be it.